And we gon' get into it like this. And we gon' get into it like, gave y'all time, now pay y'all homage. Ain't no human alive.
Peace, family. We back on this beautiful Sunday. Blessed to have y'all here with me. Blessed to be here. It's a beautiful day in New York City. Weather's starting to break. Glad y'all tapping in with me. First and foremost, please subscribe, tap in, like, share, comment, good or bad. We want to hear from y'all. We want to hear from the people. Let us know how we doing. Let us know how y'all enjoying the content. Give us some ideas. Leave it all out in the comments, man. Like, subscribe, share, please. Fame Digital 133 for all my endeavors. We back for another episode. Tapping in from the corner. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this spot the corner, you know. Make $1 million off the corner, you know. Yeah, we back, man. We on the road. 500 supporters, 1,000 subscribers. We on the road. Shout out to all my subscribers, everybody that's tapped in with me. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the ones that's gonna be tapping in the future. All the ones that's been tapped in. I was walking my kids to the park, and I was just sharing with another gentleman, like, yeah, you know, I'm an independent artist, trying to work my way to the top, work my way to promotions. And yeah, said something that kind of stood out to me. He was like, what's your opinion when it comes to being independent versus being signed? So I thought that was a dope conversation we could have, something I could start the day with. Like I shared with him, I let him know, like, it's all about preference. It's all about you know, what exactly it is that that you looking for, you know. It's a lot of benefits when it comes to being signed. You're not gonna sit here and act like it's not. You know, when you're a signed artist, you have a lot more access to a lot more different opportunities, you know. That's built into the infrastructure of the system. So that's a benefit, you know, a budget, all of that is a benefit. You got a staff, you got a whole team that's working with you, that's focused on you, especially when it's your time to roll out. You know, they handle a lot of the back end things. Being signed, it's a lot of benefits to it, you know. Travel, all those type of things get taken care of when you sign. When you're signed artist, like, you're a commodity for that label, and that label is investing a certain amount into you and your budget, and all those things go into your budget. So I don't want it to make it sound like all that money just falling out the sky, of course. So that's when the cons come into play. You know, when you're a signed artist, you got a budget. They want you to be able to bring in more than the budget or more, you know, for profit. So I should say they want you to bring in what they put out for the budget, or they want you to bring in more for profit. That's the thing about being a side artist. You know, you're working on someone else's time, other people's time. So those things come into fruition and come into play. So that's like a con of it. But it's really all about what you want as an artist, what you want as a creative. You want to be able to, like, split a lot of your money with another party to be able to do all those things for you, to set up shows for you, to set up features for you, to set up bookings for you, to get your music out there on all platforms, radio access. That's another benefit. If you're an artist that's looking for radio play, you know, and I don't even want to say if you're an artist, all artists want their music to be heard. You know, it's just what we willing to sacrifice for it. And that's what it really comes down to. So we all want to be heard on the radio. We all want to be heard worldwide, but it's really about what you putting into it to get that out of it. So, you know, like if that's a focus for you, then you know certain type of music, certain type of sound, certain type of thing you got to bring to the table in order to get on radio, in order to get your stuff played in certain settings, in certain environments, you know. But a label can help you with that. And like being independent is dope, you know. I love being independent. I champion being independent. We support all independent artists, you know, and like the way I look at it, independence means like, you know, I get to control my creativity. Ain't nobody really tell me what to say, like how to say it, when to say it. You know, I allocate a lot of the money out of our pockets or out of my pocket or my partner's pockets, but you know, we get that back as well, you know. Our investments is our return. You know, we're not splitting in with major machine. That's taxing us to do things that we could do for ourselves. And that's not to sit here and say like the reach is the same. So, you know, that's a thing that you might have to give up is the reach, but you put the footwork in, put the grind in, and do your due diligence, and you'll be able to reach your core fan base, and you'll be able to build your following so that you don't really need a label, especially depending on the type of music you make and what you're trying to get out of the music. Everybody don't need a label. Independence is great because, you know, I move on my own accord. It was just a situation that recently happened with LaRussell. You know, LaRussell is I love LaRussell. Fuck with his music. Fuck with what he's doing. Love the independent factor of him. But recently he just signed with Roc Nation, and you know, he said some things. There's a few things that he went viral for, and 6 months ago, LaRussell might not have even been a viral moment for him because he was independent. He was doing his own thing at the time. But once he got, even if you want to say he got partners in Roc Nation, he's signed right now for a 1-album deal, and you know the lights, the cameras, the ears is listening, you know, and once you hear Roc Nation, things just tend to go viral now. So that's like a, you know, that's a con of being signed, but also it's a pro of him being signed because he's able to do things like open up at the Super Bowl and get one of his records put on radio in his city. He hasn't had that done yet. Like, so you know, it's really about what you're willing to give and take from the independents as far as being signed over here, and for all my endeavors, you know, fame, I champion independence, you know, that's what we do. I champion that all the way. If you're an independent artist, producer, director, anybody out here putting their feet to the ground, trying to make this thing happen, this dream come true, tap in with us, leave a comment, or follow me on Instagram right here, TikTok right here, and let's build, you know, because I champion the independence. That's just my preference. Like, there's a lot of people I know that might prefer to be signed to this day, you know, because like I said, it's less legwork, it's less of your money getting put out there. You know, you don't have to do as much on the front end, but you also don't get as much on the back end. Being independent, you know, you got to put in the legwork. You know, you got to put yourself out there, market yourself, brand yourself. It's all from your dime. You know, you got to meet your own deadlines. You got to hit your own goals, all on the front end, but the back end is where it's at. You know, so I salute all my independents out there. Any of my artists out there that's working, that's chasing their dream right now, especially at this time we got going on in this world, that's putting out good art. I salute y'all. And that's what this page is about. This page is all about spreading that awareness, giving that information. I'm giving y'all my insight from the years of me making music, how I feel about independence versus I'm being signed. And I hope y'all got something from that. I hope y'all can take that and put that in your notepad, man. You already know it's Fame Digital 133. We here. We on the corner. And subscribe, like, comment, do y'all due diligence, man. We bringing y'all good content, bringing y'all good conversation. Like I said, if you feel anything about the independent versus being signed conversation, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about it. You enjoy good music, man. Souls of Addersley Park out now. Download it, stream it, however you consume your music. Fire Project. Queens is back, man. We on deck. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all week.
And we gonna get into it like this.